Right with us. Eldon on ball, with possession. Hardy top of the key, skips to Hull. Hull tries to go high post. Mustangs just forcing it a little bit inside. And it's going to be another turnover back to the Bison of Buffalo.
Well, that's odd now. The stream looks perfect. Whatever. Anyways.
It's showing it's working. Mid-range jumper won't go. Hines the board. The opportunities are there for Eldon. You got to find comfortable looks instead of forcing them right now. Ahart gets inside, has it stripped, but it's tipped back to Ahart. Working against Abraham, takes the contact. No whistle, play on. Ball on the floor. Still loose. Tie-up going to be called, and possession arrow will favor.
Oh, wow. They're going to give him a timeout first.
No. I truly hate that on jump balls, that you can get a timeout without having singular possession.
Yeah,
and Cody Tam is shaking up.
That's not good. This is holding his knee. You never want to see that.
So I'm trying to see what my settings are on this stream. By the way, this is the American Sun Control. Third quarter of action, and that's about as good as we're probably going to get. I don't want to push it too far, but I'll try a little bit here. So like I said, if you were watching earlier and you noticed, hey, the stream went down and whatnot, it's back up. I'm going to kind of push the limits a little bit and see what it will handle. And right now it seems to be doing okay. So I apologize for dropping out there. The cell phone service here is rather hit and miss. But it seems to be up and functioning again.
Yeah, Eldon right there, though, I will say, kind of punched in the mouth, right, to come out of the second half. I mean, turnover, bucket, turnover. Gonna need to kind of, I don't know what the change needs to be, but the zone offense is lacking a little bit.
So here's the thing. I said in the halftime break that I thought they could exploit the zone by going high post.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not that Buffalo doesn't know that's a weak spot. They're really overplaying that right now. So my thing, if you can get a pass fake there and look elsewhere, Buffalo's going to jump and leave open spots. Corner three for the Bison is long, and a rebound fought for, tipped out of bounds. They're going to say last touched by Eldon. It's basically a fight to keep Abraham off the boards.
Yeah. And it needs to be done by boxing out, right? Not by jumping with him. You're not going to be able to jump with him. We've seen that a few times tonight. And have they tipped it out of bounds like they did right there? Yes. But if you box him out, then he's not able to affect it all. And if he does, he's going to get a foul called. They're so worried about having tucked-in jerseys right now.
Buffalo a stack. Well, that does decide the game here, all right? Your shots won't go in if your jersey's not tucked. A stack for Buffalo on the inbounds. They get a good box out, laid up and in. The bucket, Brendan McGregor, largest lead of the game for the Bison at 7.
You need a good possession here.
Bayshore gets inside, skips it out. Good look from Hole, and it comes up short. Hines keeps it alive, throws it back to Bayshore. He drives, skip pass inside to Ahart. Extra pass, Hines falling away, flips it up and in.
Not so sure that he wasn't out there as well.
Near steal by Bayshore as he jumped the pass, but barely touching out of bounds.
Back out of bounds. Still, you see a bucket go through. The defensive effort's going to go up a little bit. Not the defensive effort.
Even though it seems like Buffalo's already dominated early in the second half, it's a 5-point game.
Right. That's just how tightly contested this game's been.
Oh, and a beautiful back cut reverse layup from the Bison. You could see that one coming as Landon Moda read the defense. And the lead back at 7.
And I thought maybe Moda got too far under the basket, but a nice finish on the reverse.
Skip to Hardy. Thought about going short corner. Buffalo took it away. Bayshore, he'll step into a 3 off the iron window. That's kind of been a weak spot for Eldon. Hole fights, keeps it alive somehow around Abraham. Hardy flips it up. It's partially blocked by Abraham. Hines keeps it alive. Out to Hardy at the high post. He's hit a couple times. Play on. Out to Bayshore. Hole drive short corner. Extra pass to the cutter. That is Britton. Back to Talon. Skip to Hardy. He'll try a 3. Knocks it down.
They desperately needed something from the outside, and finally getting it there from Hardy, it could make the Buffalo defense change a little bit.
That's the thing, is if zone does not respect your three-point shot, they're going to stay in it all day. What are they afraid of? So Eldon's going to have to hit a few of those, but a reach-in foul going to be called on the Eldon defense.
They quite literally had him trapped right there on the half-court line. I don't know how he got out of that trap, right? Like, they were using the half-court line as the third barrier, and somehow he tight-roped the line. That was impressive right there. That was Moda, I think, with it.
So Buffalo with the ball in a 4-point lead, 4:57 to play in this American Sun Control third quarter of action. Moda is the point guard. Hole out on him. Straight man defense being played by the Mustangs. Abraham comes out, sets the screen. They run a little pick and roll. Moda, that's got to be a travel, and it is. Good defense being applied by Britton Ahart. Mustangs get the ball back, only down 4.
Yeah, this has been a good response from Eldon. They needed it.
A good response and a good sign. Cody Tam checking back into the game. He'll come in for Bayshore. Glad to see Cody up and going. It may have just been a stinger on the side.
Yeah, well, they threw like some of that tape that you would throw on the bottom of the knee for like that bump that some guys have, and so maybe he just got a little. I don't know what would happen there, but hopefully nothing too serious.
2-3 zone here. They go to Ahart on the block. He draws double team, fights to make space, was going for the skip. It's stolen by the Bison. Off to the races. Hardy back defensively, and they're going to get him for a block. He was leaning before the contact, so that'll be 2 free throws coming up for Landon Moda.
If you're watching the stream, I swear, Eldon doesn't keep going down to 0 points. I just have fat fingers, and the clock's right next to the 0.
Eldon's shooting those negative jumpers, I tell you what.
The 0 button's right next to the play button on the clock, so you got to give Devin Hardy credit. That dude will take a charge at any moment of the game. The problem is, a lot of times he'll take it, and then the contact just doesn't come. But some guys aren't willing to put their body on the line like that.
Moda's first free throw is short. Lead stays at 4:22 to play. Second free throw coming up. And this one's on the money. 35-30, 5-point game. Eldon with the ball. Once again, Eldon has been a little sloppy to start this second half.
Yeah, and the fact that you're looking up at the scoreboard only down 5 makes you feel pretty good here.
Oh, I'm too old to be sitting on those.
The wooden bleachers.
Yeah, I love the gym, but hard on the back. Hardy, left side, being pushed off the ball, play on. Sapp skips it to Hull. He's going to work around this 2-3 zone where they've got the eraser, Abraham, right in the middle of it. Tam goes to Ahart, top of the key. Hardy back out to Ahart, over to Hull. A little bit of space at 3, didn't want the shot. Britton steps in, kicks it to the mid-short corner, and that is Cody Tam's spot as he knocks down another from the mid-range, lead down to 3.
If Eldon's not going to be able to hit threes, that short corner jumper is going to be the way.
Great defense, but better offense. Dalton Bennett, I mean, Tam was all over him.
Just tip your cap there.
Hardy aggressively to the rim, gets 2 bigs in the air, finishes the shot. And Buffalo doesn't like it. They want the timeout. Eldon's cut the lead to 3, 37-34. We'll take the break as well. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
When a post-frame building is in your future, build straighter, stronger, and satisfied with help from Martin Metal, northeast of Versailles, offering a full-service lumberyard, on-site truss plant, a full production plant with numerous rolled-form metals, trims, and accessories. And now, a new laminated post plant producing 3-ply, 4-ply, and 5-ply, 2x6, and 2x8 posts up to 40 feet in length. Call one of our trained professionals, 573-378-4050. We also offer delivery anywhere in Missouri and across the heartland of America. To see more, visit martinmetal.com.
Oh, yeah, no, that's sweet spot. All right, we are back. Sorry, we're trying to figure out where our sweet spot is on bit rate here. But as we return to the American Sun Control third quarter of action, the Mustangs came out sloppy to start the second quarter, but they have found a little life these last few minutes.
Yeah, they've came with 2 really good responses. And they needed a 3-pointer to go down. They saw a 3-pointer go down, right? And then we saw Buffalo kind of extend a little bit, show some pressure. So then where can you attack, right? Short corner, high post. They got a short corner jumper there from Tam. And if they can just keep hitting shots, then they're in a fine spot.
All right, I pushed it a little too far. I knew I should have left well enough alone. I'll drop it back down. Buffalo with the ball. Abraham outside, skips it to the right wing, getting to the free throw line, long strides all the way to the rim. Count it, and a foul. Trey Avon, the 5'8" sophomore guard, finds his way to the iron and catches the Mustangs a little flat-footed. He's got a chance to make this a 6-point game with a made free throw here.
I think the Buffalo coach identified that, the Mustangs were kind of keying in on Abrams, and that time drew up a play where Abrams would come out of the paint. Free throw's good, and draw the defenders, the help defense, and then give a guard an open lane to the basket.
How does Eldon reply? Down 6 with 3:15 to play. The American Sun controlled third quarter. Devin Hardy on the left wing, looking for the cutting Sapp. They run him off the 3-point. Yeah, Britton Ahart asking the same thing as an illegal screen called, and I don't necessarily agree, but they don't ask my opinion. Judging by Britt's face, she also did not agree.
I didn't even really see where they were trying to put a screen.
Well,
That's where I'm confused.
he was trying to seal in post, right? And that's totally legal.
Yeah,
and he also never made contact. He failed
the
in
guard
doing
just
so.
ran. It's no different than a pick play in football. As long as you don't step out and intentionally initiate the contact, you're
That was
fine.
odd. I didn't like that one.
No. And now that one was a foul.
Yeah, that was a foul. And what sucks is that's Britton's fourth foul. First off, that's the biggest problem.
And team foul 5.
Yeah, but also he was playing defense with his body. Like he was moving his feet. It's just, you kind of displace him. That's massive. Britton on the bench for probably 5 or 6 minutes at least in this game.
Yeah, this
That's
is going to
tough.
be problematic, as now the question is who is going to get the assignment of dealing with 6'8" Blair Abraham.
I'd be more worried offensively. Honestly, trying to find who's going to run your offense.
As first free throw's up and good, and the lead has increased to 7.
Yeah, you now have your largest deficit of the night. Your point guard, whatever role he plays on the bench, that's tough.
Second free throw is short. Rebound, Sapp. My advice would be Cody Tam both ways. I think defensively he's your best bet against Abraham, but that's not going to help. As miscommunication, the pass is thrown out of bounds by the Mustangs. They need to right the ship here. You feel like the wheels are slightly coming off the bus at the moment.
Yeah, it's gonna start with a defensive stop, and I'm sure that the Buffalo Bison have a dagger drawn up here.
Hines is the one actually that defensively will get that assignment. And on the attack is 6'4" Dalton Bennett, but a good job by Tam to take it away. Working the ball around the outside there, trying to post Abraham low. Instead, a drive shot forced up off the iron, rattles and falls. Everything is going for Buffalo right now.
He played good defense there and still gave up a bucket. That's tough.
Their lead is ballooned to 9. Tam on the attack. Gives it up to Hines in the corner. And a steal again. Buffalo trying to take over this game. Long stride, strong take. And it's a double-digit lead. 11 now for the Bison. Coach Caudell wants to talk it over, just a 30. I mean, Ryan, call it what it is. Without Ahart on the floor, the Mustangs are struggling to move the ball.
Yeah, they just can't keep a hold of it. You're lacking some of the calming presence, right? And some of that can just come with having a fourth or fifth ball handler on the floor. Some of these guys, I think, for example, you've just got guys that are a little younger, right, and maybe not as much experience on the floor right now. This is definitely tough. Not a good situation to be in. But I'm sure Coach Caudell's drawing up something nice in the huddle. My question to you is, at what point do you, as a coach, say, all right, my guy's not doing me any good on the bench. If he fouls out, he fouls out, and throw your player in? When's your time period for doing that?
I think you play out the third quarter unless it keeps running.
Yeah.
You got to give your guys a chance right here and see if they can cut into it without Britton. And once the fourth quarter starts, if this lead is still at double digits, you got to let Britton go.
Yeah. And that's no knock on anyone that's on the floor, right?
No,
it's not that Eldon doesn't have guys that can play, but Britton's so long that he definitely stretches out
He's
the
also
defense.
proved to be the best scorer. Sapp, a 3 from the wing up and good. Big shot. Preston Sapp.
Well, the one good thing about a zone defense and playing against it is the three-pointer is always going to be there. So at some point, just start shooting threes. And Preston Sapp's a good bet.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The Mustangs have not shot a lot of threes, and they haven't made a lot of threes, so it hasn't made Buffalo respect it. But there's a turnover. So this is what Eldon needs. If you get a bucket here, suddenly you are right back in a comfortable place down by 6, and you don't have to force Ahart back out with 4 fouls.
We haven't seen Eldon shoot a lot of threes this year, and I think they don't want to shoot a lot of threes, but they can.
This is no knock on Britton. This could be good for Eldon. You have to find other scorers not named Ahart. Sapp, he wants another 3. Halfway down, came out. Hines, the offensive board, tries to put it up, but it's blocked by Abraham.
And I'm not saying he fouled, but they refused to call a foul on him.
Yeah, no, Abraham's coming down with his arms off him and hasn't got a whistle. But like I said, this could be good for Eldon because you have to find other scores. That's a travel and a half. Instead, the ball thrown out of bounds, and they're going to say, okay. What? They're going to say it went off of Eldon. The kid took 4 steps before he threw it out of bounds, but that's irrelevant.
Yeah. Wow. Right. I'm sorry, I'm speechless.
So 1:24 to play, 45-37. Buffalo leads Eldon by 8. Crossover, getting inside, dish to the corner. Pass not cleanly caught. Buffalo reset. Little pick and roll. 3 pulled off the screen, off the back iron, just dies. Offensive board kept alive. Loose ball picked up. Shot forced up. Rebound just using size. Still won't go. Point blank looks. Hines gets it. Eldon, a bit of a break there.
Yeah, needed that.
Bayshore attacks. Gets in the middle of the lane. Dishes it out. Sapp had a look from 3. Didn't want it. Bayshore in the corner. Thought about it. He'll fire it. Cross court to Hardy. Sapp, 3, top of the key. Halfway down again. Hines keeps it alive, but Abraham pulls it in.
You know, I think he's 2 for 5 tonight, and all 3 misses have went in and out.
Yeah, and yet Sapp looks a little hesitant right now because he missed his last couple. And
They've been great misses.
yeah, absolutely. Like, if I'm Coach Caudell, I'm in his ear saying, Bud, you got to shoot more.
Yeah.
Ball loose, steps, take it. I don't understand any of this. No dribble was acquired, but 6 feet of real estate was crossed.
Yeah, we're back to a 10-point game.
47-37. Sapp ran off the three-point line. They go high post to Tam. Turnaround. He hangs in the air, shoots over Abraham. Won't go. Rebound controlled by the Bison with 15 seconds to go. Buffalo going to try to get the last shot here.
This could be an early dagger if you get a bucket here. Need a big defensive stand.
7 seconds to go. Tam applying the pressure. Switches with Hines. Long strides to the basket. Layup up and in just before the buzzer. Buffalo has opened this thing up in the second quarter, a 12-point lead, 49-37. Do the Mustangs have a comeback? We'll find out when we return with the fourth quarter. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and welcome to Gladstone Cove Boat Trailer Sales. Do you need a trailer to get your boat out of the water? Maybe just a replacement trailer. Or considering selling your boat and you know a trailer will help get it done. We carry 11 lines of high-quality boat trailers, and if we don't have what you need, we also build our very own line of custom aluminum boat trailers. Thanks to everyone that's been by or just heard of us and gave us a referral. From my family to yours, we can't thank you enough.
Hi, I'm Jason Blankenship, owner of Jason Blankenship CPA LLC. As the year quickly draws to a close, it's time to start thinking about tax planning strategies for your farm and business. We are happy to meet with you and help you see where things stand for the year. We can also give you advice on ways to spend money to help you grow your business, all while maximizing your tax savings. No matter what your tax, payroll, or accounting needs are, Jason Blankenship CPA LLC has got you covered. Celebrating 10 years of service to the Central Missouri area and looking forward to many more, give us a call at 573-557-2417 or stop by and see us at 401 East North Street in Eldon.
I'm realizing how old I am as I sit here when I make references about people that the people around me don't know. Oh, well, we're going to jump into the Jason Blankenship CPA fourth quarter of action. Mustangs down 12. And look who's back out to start the fourth quarter. Coach Caudell saying, man, we can't get any deeper than this. We're going to lose this game.
I think I personally, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, I feel like it's a newer age of thinking of being like, maybe our best player doesn't do us any good if he's in foul trouble on the bench, right? If he's going to foul out, it's the same thing.
If it's a 2-point game back and forth, I totally understand. You keep him over there till 4 minutes to go or so.
I like this.
If you're going to have any comeback, it's going to be from him. It's knocked loose. Sapp working from the corner. He's pressured, fires up top to Hardy. Squares up, gets inside. Short corner jumper. That's the look. Just wouldn't go for Tam. I like the shot, though.
Yeah, it's the right idea if you're going to get back into this game. 3-pointer and short corner jumpers.
Moda working against Hull. A 3 lined up for the Bison. Knocked down. That hurts. Wow. Trey Avon, the sophomore. 52-37. The lead is now at 15. Ahart on the cut. Gets inside. Abraham gets in the air. Ahart
kind of kickstart everything, and that's a good job.
See, once again, I don't like that. Talon Hull rushed in, threw his backside into the guy to box him out. He knocked him out of bounds. Now, maybe things have changed. When I was in school, my coach would be saying, yeah, ride him out of bounds. I want him sitting in the front row, but instead Talon going to get rung up for a shove.
I didn't even see the play.
Another 3 from the corner for the Bison off the iron. And now I don't know.
Well, it was makeup.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think. But either way, ball back to the Mustangs, down by 13.
Well, you got your stop. You got to get another bucket. You're going to have to string some stops together.
Eldon's going to have to go quick, fast, and in a hurry here.
Yeah.
And some teams play better that way. There's a certain carefreeness about having to go fast.
I think Eldon might be one of those teams. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's like the Chiefs in football. When there's 2 minutes to go, we look amazing. 10 minutes to go, we forget what football is. Sapp to Tam on the left wing. Skips it to Hardy. Skips it again to Sapp, trying to go to Tam. And here's the other thing. If Eldon can start mounting some fouls against Buffalo, that does help your case a little bit.
Yeah, if you could start shooting the rest of the way, that's already 2 here, and we're not even 2 minutes into the game, so that's good, or in the fourth quarter, so that's good. That's that kind of patience that I feel like, they probably could have had at one point in this game, and it would have carried their offense through. They found a really good look there. It's the first free ball. And, I mean, rightfully so, they're mad about this, or Coach Caudell's mad about this. And now they're going to sit and talk. I don't know why.
I don't know. I'm confused on a lot of things. I'm confused on why their uniforms don't match.
They don't match? Oh, yeah, officiating.
I'm also very confused on why our stream signal dropped low again. I can't wrap my head around this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just blaming internet.
I have an update from the Versailles game. I believe it's 47-31 Versailles.
Wow. Ladies could get off to one of their best starts in a long time.
That is.
What is this wholehearted discussion over here right now?
I have no clue.
It's either 47 or 43.
Are they talking about why they didn't let the sub in? Are they trying to figure that out? Kind of feels like there's just 3 guys out there calling a game, and they're not actually cohesively doing it.
And a steal on the inbounds by Bayshore. Tie-up, jump ball going to be called. Possession arrow favors Buffalo. Still a great job jumping the passing lane by Rhett Bayshore.
It's kind of intensity they're going to need to play with. And I think pressing the rest of the way could really help.
On the inbounds, Buffalo trying to break that press. Rhett up there defensively. I mean, he has played some great on-ball defense this year. Attacking. Corner, Abraham thought about the 3, tried to pump fake and drive, but pitter-patter, turnover back to the Mustangs. This is your window if you're Eldon. If you can just get a bucket here, get it back to single digits, part of it is not only are you cutting into the lead, you also start applying pressure.
I agree. And Coach Caudell on the sideline telling, I think that might have been, that was Sapp to stay down, right? So whenever number 5.
Number 5 for the Mustangs?
No, for Buffalo. Sorry,
Abraham.
Whatever. We'll talk about it on the other side. Go ahead.
Tam being pressured high, goes to Hardy on the right side. Bayshore top of the key. We hit 6 minutes to play. Eldon trails by 11, 52-41. Bayshore to Hardy. Hardy, wing 3, got it! Lead down to 8. Mustangs trying to claw back into this.
Big shot. But they're telling them to stay down on Abraham if he has the ball on the perimeter. Don't let a pump fake and a drive get to you. That's how he's not going to shoot.
Shot fake. Attack from Buffalo. Stepping back into the shot. It's left short. Offensive board, though, pinned under the basket, has to be kicked out. They go high post to Abraham. He will reset to Brendan McGregor. McGregor, a little shove off on Hardy. No whistle, play on.
Going extremely fast offensively for having an 8-point lead with 5 minutes left.
Ball knocked loose and stolen by Bayshore. He's tripped up. Mustangs want to run. Bayshore spaces it out, tries to lob Ahart. Extra pass to Bayshore. Skipped. The Mustangs were trying to do a little too much there, and it was picked off by Buffalo. Racing the other way, the Bison, pass knocked loose, and a reaching foul going to be called.
A nice play there by Bayshore to get his hand in. Not sitting on his mistakes and mulling around like he could about the turnover, getting back on defense, poking the ball away, but they whistle a foul.
By the way, this is the Jason Blankenship CPA fourth quarter of action. Mustangs trying to claw their way back in, an 8-point game. Man, that last possession hurts.
Yeah.
You had 3-on-2, just trying to be a little too passive. And it's just Abraham being there alters everything.
So long. Like, look at that. Just Odell bat.
If Abraham's 6'5", this is a different ball game. Short corner jumper. Tam all over it. Partially blocks it. Offensive board kept alive. Tip. And it's stolen by Bayshore. Bayshore on the run out. Tries to get out to the wing. Does so. Gives it to Ahart. Skips to Sapp. 3. Top of the key. It's short. Long rebound. Ahart. Ahart wants to attack. Ball knocked loose. Picked off by Buffalo. On the run out is Moda. Turns the corner lane to the basket. Layup won't go, but he's fouled by Hardy.
I thought it right there that he almost got a clean block off with Hardy. It's crazy that Hardy can sky through the air like that at his size.
Hardy's got hops.
Just about did.
Like I said, the opportunities have been there for Eldon.
Mm-hmm. They definitely have. They've had chances to get back into this game.
I also once again think as the first free throw falls short, you're going to take a lot away from this game if you're Eldon, and I think you hit the nail on the head at halftime. The biggest thing for the Mustangs is going to be we got to figure out this zone offense.
Mm-hmm. It's not like they don't have the personnel to do it either. I think part of it's just early season trying to figure each other out. You're lacking on some seals But
as neither free throw falls, so the Mustangs another break. I mean, Buffalo is not closing this door.
No, and they're going extremely fast offensively.
Bayshore, 3 from the wing. It's long, kept alive by Sapp. He gives it up to Hole in the corner. Hardy left wing, back to Hole. Talon skips it to Bayshore. What a catch. Rhett inside, back out to Sapp. To Tam, Bayshore top of the key, left side. Hardy will try another 3. Halfway down, wouldn't go. Rebound control by the Bison.
I mean, you don't want to fall in love with the 3, but if you're going to come back from down 8 with less than half of a quarter to go, that's probably your way to do it.
I don't disagree at all. Bayshore defensively, 3-line shoved off again.
That was great defense. Who'd have fell? Might have got an offensive foul.
Moda drives, tough layup up and good. Like I said, Eldon has got looks, and I mean, that's the first field goal for the Bison in the last several minutes. And just a soft turnover. No, the Mustangs keep it alive. Skip to Hardy. Inside to Tam. They're trying to force it in there, and it's not working very well right now. Hold to Hardy. He drives baseline. Good defense by Buffalo to take away the lane. Skip to Bayshore. Inside Hole, and he's double blocked.
And they call a foul.
Oh, wow. Good job by Talon to take that up and go to the free throw line.
Yeah, I'm
just
shocked
realized
they called that. But
Britton has not been on the floor for the last minute.
no, and that's probably where the fluidity of the offenses went. That wasn't a foul break, right? I think he was just tired, and they needed to give him a rest real quick. Now you're going to have a fresh Britton Ahart for the last 3:32. That's a good sign.
First free throw short for Talon. Ahart will come in for Preston Sapp with 3:32 to play in a 10-point game. It was a 2-point game for the majority of the first half, but the start of the third quarter was just not good for the Mustangs as the lead down to 9, 54-45.
Now confusion defensively. I don't think they got in the set out of that free throw you wanted to.
Trying to trap at half court, but able just to get around it is Braden McGregor.
Buffalo starting to roll it out now, right? Not going to the basket as much.
The Mustangs look tired, just being honest. I mean, they are a step slow right now. And underneath to Abraham, his layup up and good. I mean, this is a weird look for the Mustangs. You don't see them slow and tired very often, but they are right now.
Not at all.
Bayshore, the corner has it poked loose. Ball will stay with Eldon.
They're not typically the team to be, tired come the fourth quarter, but this game's been hard on them.
Mid-range jumper won't go for Ahart. Kept alive by Hole out to Bayshore. Skip. Hardy left open at the wing 3, and he knocks it down.
Big time 3. Get one from the veteran.
Lead is at 8. 2:40 to play. If you can get a stop, you're still alive in this thing.
Yeah, the problem with no shot clock is Buffalo's gonna have to take shots, or you might have to start playing the foul game.
Hardy applying the pressure at half court. Pick and roll action with Abraham. They got Abraham on Hardy. They want that. Inside, Abraham drops Hardy.
Oh my, and attack.
Wow. Wait, an attack.
They didn't call it, but he tapped Hardy on the ground.
Oh, yeah. He drops his shoulder to make the space, finishes the layup. Should have been a charge against Hardy. A block on the other end by Abraham. Wow. Lead is at 10. I don't know what to do there if you're Devin Hardy. Ball's on the floor, picked up by Buffalo. They're going to reset out on the wing. Up by 10. I would say the Bison going to be patient here. And what's the whistle?
3 seconds in the lane.
What has been chosen to be called and what has not is just
5'8" Landon Moda. He's probably more like 5'6".
Well, he wants to be in the paint.
Yeah, he must play for Eldon. That makes sense.
That really would. That's the Devin Hardy approach. Hardy with the ball under 2 minutes to play in the Jason Blankenship CPA fourth quarter of action. Hole, left wing, over to Bayshore. Corner Hardy. Shot fake, makes space, goes to Bayshore. It's picked off. Moda on the run out.
He's quick.
He is very quick, and he'll reset it. Top of the key to McGregor.
He's going to have to go foul unless they're willing to let this game end.
Bayshore defensively on McGregor. He skips it back out to the wing. I can't believe Buffalo's trying this 3, but they get it. I'm going to be honest. Terrible shot, but all is forgiven when you make it.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that rude against the kid. I'm saying you're up double digits trying to run clock. Generally, you don't say, hey, you got a little space, launch that wing 3. But when it goes, coach isn't going to yell at you.
That's the dagger right there. And I think triggering for timeout right there was him saying, hey, let's just hold on to the ball, right? Yeah. This game's over if we don't shoot. But, hey, it worked out, and it's going to be It's going to be a massive win for Buffalo when you look at this district seeding. I mean, now it'd be almost impossible for any team or for them to seed Eldon above Buffalo unless there's a 5 to 10 win discrepancy there in the final record.
Yeah, this one's going to be one that the Mustangs look back on and wish that they could play again because I don't know. I think Eldon, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I firmly believe Eldon in a month is going to be very different than Eldon right now. Eldon is still figuring out the dynamic of this team. And I truly believe you're going to get some guys doing some different things. As much as we talk about missing Hunter Hess, I'm terrible. I'm drawing an absolute blank.
I know exactly who
on
you're
the
talking
young
about,
man's
too. He
name.
wore number 14.
He did, and he never ran out of energy.
Cross-country
Nathan,
kid.
Boy, I am terrible.
It is Nathan.
Yeah, it was Nathan. It was that's awful. Either way, I can see him visibly as I'm saying this. He was their 3-point sniper.
Yeah.
And the Mustangs are kind of missing that go-to shooter. Nate Reynolds.
Yeah, and played really good defense as well.
Oh yeah, Nate Reynolds was exceptional, and so you're missing that downtown shooter, and somebody's got to take place. Hardy's going to try his hand at it. He goes halfway down, tipped out. Bayshore gets it. Little mid-range floater, back iron, won't go, and Abraham pulls in another board with a minute to go. I don't know if the Mustangs are going to try fouling or not. It's a 13-point game.
Well, Buffalo might try shooting.
That's very true, and they will indeed as Abraham gets it off the cut and slams it home. And what's the whistle?
Technical? I thought that was pretty soft, to be honest.
Attack on who?
On number 5, Abrams.
What did he do?
I don't know. I don't know.
I legitimately don't know what Abraham got attacked for. He dunked it.
Yeah, I'm just going to be honest with you. You walk into about 95% of high school gyms, and you literally cannot dunk without getting a technical foul. It's like, oh, he hung onto the rim too long. He fell on another player. He shoved the other. They hate dunks, man. They hate to see it.
That's really weird because, like I said, he didn't hang on the rim. Maybe he said something.
Yeah,
after.
well, that could be because earlier he did tap on hole. I don't know.
That's fair.
Hardy.
As Hardy misses the first of the 2 tech free throws on the other end, but Versailles get the win?
Yeah, 45 to 36.
Wow. So what does that mean for Coach Moon's squad? Are they 3-1?
I believe so.
Wow. Hardy's second free throw up and good. 63-49. Lead at 14. 47 seconds to go.
Are they are they playing the varsity boys game now, or are they going through the freshman and JV like you thought?
Okay, so I actually lied. The boys don't actually have a game tonight.
Oh.
It was middle school boys.
Brent's trying to tell us on the way up that
They're playing 6 games in one gym.
It's 9 o'clock. They're going to start the freshman boys. Hardy 3, top of the key off the back iron. Soaring for the board was Tam, and Abraham 6'8".
Yeah, that's an NBA player's height right there. Oh, that was a carry.
That's a carry. It might have been 2 carries. Nonetheless, play on. 29 seconds out to Abraham. I guess that's pass fake.
Yeah.
Hardy and Hull going to pressure. Trying to trap in the corner. Near steal on the gamble was A-Hart. This one is stolen by Tam. Ahead to Hardy. Eldon on the run out. Hardy stops, pops from 3, halfway down. If you got like a 1.5 for every bucket that went halfway down, Hardy'd have like 30 points.
Yeah. He is 13 tonight. He ended up having, or 14, excuse me. Ended up having a pretty good night. He might have 40 if you get a point and a half. He's played pretty well.
So with 5 seconds left, we're just deciding the final score as Hardy gets a defender in the air. He'll fire one more 3. And this one connects at the buzzer. So in the end, Eldon falls to Buffalo 63-52. Your post-game show coming up next. You're listening to KS-95 Sports.
Sold-out crowd at Remax Arena at Lake of the Ozarks, and Winter Shelton's got 5 seconds left to win this deal. Can they pull it off? Inbound passes to Shelton at the top of the key. They try to double-team him. Shelton crosses over the competition with some razzle-dazzle. 2, 1, he shoots the game winner, and it's Winter Shelton for the win! Shelton is crushing it. When buying a home or real estate, put the ball in Winter Shelton's hands for the game winner. Winter Shelton's crushing it, yeah.
Since 1882, the Bank of Versailles has been locally owned and operated. Lending decisions are made right here in our community by people who understand real estate in the area. The Bank of Versailles is your local home and farm loan specialist, offering knowledgeable staff and competitive fixed rates that are hard to beat. The Bank of Versailles, building relationships with the people in our local community for 142 years. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I Ozarks are too rough. Me and the crew can't secure the screens and railings. She'll never be installed right. She ain't sturdy, Captain. Rest assured, you'll see calmer seas this winter. And have American Sun Control secure powder-coated railings and screens for shade, too. While the lake is calm this winter, let American Sun Control install your dock and deck screens and railings. Come in, call, and look them up online and Facebook. American Sun Control.
Since 1944, Carpenter Gunther Lumber Company, Morgan County's only locally owned lumber yard, has been providing the area with quality building materials needed for its building, remodeling, and repair projects. Because customer care is Carpenter Gunther's #1 goal, your project is always their priority. They take as much pride in your project as you do. Reach them at 378-4433 Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30, and 8 to noon on Saturday. Carpenter Gunther, where they put the home in hometown business.
Back at the Bank of Versailles post-game show, part of our Martin Metal broadcast, as Buffalo defeats Eldon by a score of 63-52. Man, second half adjustments were everything. And give the Bison their credit. They found a way to really pickpocket Eldon in the second half and just made life tough on the Mustangs.
Well, I think you could see it coming a little bit, right? Eldon made a nice play at the end of the first half, or we could have been looking at a 7-point lead going into halftime. And it immediately ballooned to 7. It got as big as what? Was it at 19 at one point, I think, in this game? And I mean, look, Eldon's just, they're going to have to work on some things offensively, and it's going to start with the zone offense, figuring out that identity, where they want to be when a team matches up in zone. I don't think they have a problem in man. I think they have athletes and can score the basketball. But they're going to have to find a way to score against zone, and I'm confident that they'll figure it out. That's why it's still early in the season.
It's kind of funny to me because usually it's the opposite. Mm-hmm. Usually a team struggles to score a little bit against man defense and takes advantage of zone, whereas the Mustangs, and to me, I'm not sitting here saying, hey, go Grinnell's system and shoot everything.
Yeah, it's the lack of three ball. It is.
I mean, do we know how many threes did Eldon hit as a whole tonight?
I don't know. Yap about something else.
Okay, I can do that because they tried to work it around the outside, and the majority of the threes were coming from Devin Hardy. And don't get me wrong, he can shoot that rock, and he had many near falls, but just wasn't completing.
Yeah, so they had one first half three from Preston Sapp, and that was in the first quarter. Preston then also hit a three in the third quarter. Devin Hardy hit a three in the third quarter. So there's three right there at the end of the third quarter. And then Devin Hardy hit three in the fourth when they were kind of just jacking threes. So that means 6 threes in the game. However, it didn't come till you were desperation time kind of needing them, right?
Yeah, I mean, prior to that, basically 3 threes when the game was still within reach. And that's my thing. Like, you look at other teams, like once again, I know it's a weird comparison, but I look at like when we see the Tipton girls, when you get put against a zone where they can float a big person in the middle, that's how you break that zone. You can break the back of a defense pretty quickly just by saying, hey, if you want to play zones, we will bring the rain on you tonight and light you up. And I just think Eldon's missing that aspect right now.
Well, I do think there's some things that maybe they're still working on. Maybe understanding each other, playing with each other when it comes to their zone offense. There are times where those backside seals, they're doing a good job of trying to seal on that lob play, right? It's working. If they could do that, but hit a corner three or fire to a short corner jumper, right? And then there's not a defender running in your face when you're shooting. Beating a zone is about hitting three-pointers, your high post play, and then skip passes. And the skip passes have to come with a seal on the backside.
Yeah.
I know that's what they're coaching. It's not that they're not coaching that. It just takes an understanding of why we're doing certain things in zone rather than man. You're screening spots, not the person.
Yeah.
That'll come. It'll figure it out.
And like I said, I firmly believe the Mustang team we're going to see in a month versus the Mustang team we saw tonight is going to be very different. And this is a matchup we could very well see in districts. And that may be something Coach Caudell even wants, because these games, I believe I was told, will be played at Bolivar when districts hit. And that'll be an entertaining matchup. I don't know that I've ever called a game at Bolivar, but
is Bolivar in that district?
Yes, Bolivar. But to be fair, I think Bolivar lost a little bit. We'll find out, though. We'll see them on Friday as our week continues. no games tomorrow. On Thursday, we're going to do something that's, the best of my knowledge, has never before been done on KS95, as we're going to do 2 games, 2 different locations, 2 different times in one day. We'll be up at the Norm Stewart Classic in Columbia, 3 o'clock on Thursday, as the, once again, undefeated Tipton ladies, who already have 2 Class 5 wins under their belt, now take on Class 6 Hickman and their 6-6 big at the Norm Stewart tournament. Then we'll rush back home, because then Friday that night I'll meet up with Jason back in Versailles, as we'll have the old rivalry of Versailles and Cole Camp Thursday night on KS95. That ought to be a fun one. And then Friday, we're going to do something very new and special, is we're going to run 2 broadcasts of 1 game, as one of us will be doing the broadcast for our sister station in Bolivar, the other for KS95, as it will be Versailles and Bolivar Friday night. And then Saturday, another first here on KS95, as this will be the first team from a state other than Missouri to ever be called on KS95, as the Colorado Pine Creek. Was that right? Pine Creek?
Yeah, Pine Creek Pioneers, I think they were.
Pine Creek Pioneers. I was going to say South Parkians, but whatever.
Yeah, same thing.
As Cartman and his friends come to town, and they will, no Kenny, he didn't make the trip, but
that's awesome.
They will face off with those Tipton ladies with their power forward who is committed to Oklahoma.
Yeah, we got a crazy week ahead.
Dude, we got a crazy life.
Yeah, that's the truth.
We do, though. I just now realized we do need to name a shed batting cage player of the game. And who you got?
Well, I think, you go off of...
We're on the same page with this, by the way.
The leading scorer in this game, and, you were in the game at the second half because of that. Devin Hardy, 17 points. He had 10 in the fourth quarter. Maybe a quiet first half out of him, but whenever the team needed some scoring, you turn to a senior and a leader, a guy that's had some experience, and Devin Hardy made some plays for you tonight.
I completely agree. Enjoy watching Devin Hardy play the game of basketball. Like I said, I think as the season goes along, you're going to see a lot more threes coming from Devin, and I also think that's going to help his game, because the more that he has to shoot that 3 and the more that defenses have to respect it, is the more that he's going to have a lane to the basket.
You want to break down the scoring real quick?
Yes, please do.
Yeah, so Devin Hardy led the way with 17 points. He had 4 threes in this game. Cody Tam with 12. Preston Sapp and Kyle Hines both had 6 points. Britt Nahart had 8 points. Skipped over that one. He had 6 in the first half, but he came out with foul trouble. 2 for Rhett Bayshore, and then 1 from Talon Hole on a free throw.
Well, the Mustangs fall to 1-4. It is early in the season. Like I said, this team is better than their record. And I think the next time we see them, I haven't looked that far ahead in the schedule. I assume it's sometime next week, but we'll get that figured out. Ryan, do you have any final thoughts on tonight's game?
Yeah. Don't overreact, right? Yeah. We were just talking about how Eldon is coming from years where, a few wins was happy, right? And that's what they were getting. This team is still much farther and much different than those teams. They've got a lot of talent. They're going to score the basketball and figure out ways. Coach Caudell's got his, is already in there trying to scheme up ways to score against zone defense. And they play with a lot of hustle. So that's a good sign. I think that good things are still to come for Eldon. So
I absolutely agree. A lot of faith in Coach Caudell and a lot of great athletes out here for the Mustangs. So we're going to go ahead and put a wrap on things. Special thanks to Mark Sidebottom back at the studio, and, of course, Britt back on the camera. But I think it's time to go find some Mac Shack, see if we can't get some food. He's Ryan. I'm Colton. This has been another presentation of KS95.